There are all these sites online where when you search business ideas or what the easiest business ideas are, they say to start a marketing agency. Help other businesses grow their business. Help other businesses grow their number of leads. And honestly, I'd agree. Starting a marketing business is one of the easiest businesses to start. I know because, we've had 7 figures on our marketing business. I teach cold email with Email 10K. There's a ton of stuff we do around the marketing space. And the reason I got into the agency business half a decade ago is because I had a simple realization. All businesses need more money. All businesses need leads. All businesses need new clients. And so by becoming a marketing agency, by becoming the agency that gets them those clients or those meetings, it becomes very, very easy to sell your services and to charge massive amounts of money for your services. And that's why I love marketing agencies as a concept, and why marketing, especially in the context of growing other people's businesses, is one of the most valuable skills you can learn. So that's why I love marketing agencies, and that's why personally I got into lead gen as a concept. Everything I do now involves getting clients for people, because I know that clients are the one thing that businesses want. Why is McDonald's such an addicting food? Because they give you everything your brain wants. They give you salt, fat, and sugar. Well, lead generation, finding clients for other businesses, is the salt, fat, and sugar of the business world. So with that said, let's go over some stuff you have to know before you start a marketing agency. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. First thing you want to do is focus on getting clients. Everything else is secondary. You don't need a fancy logo. You don't need a fancy website. Actually, in our course, Email 10K, I was making deals live, recorded, with no website, using just a Gmail account. So you don't need anything like that. And I had this realization when I was first starting my business. I was looking on Upwork for lead generators because I wanted to sell lead generation, and I knew that I wanted to not work in the business. I wanted to work on the business, not in the business. I was reading a lot of entrepreneur books at the time, and I knew that that was what I wanted to do. So I was scrolling through Upwork after posting a job, and I saw person after person after person that was qualified to generate these leads. Lead generator, lead generator, lead generator. So then I kept digging, and when it came to design, I found designer after designer after designer that was great and ready to design things. Website developers were there, mobile developers, all of these people were there waiting for work. So the thing that clicked for me is if I could focus on getting clients, everything else comes second. If you sell design services, you can be fully confident that there is a designer to design the thing you're selling for the price you want. There's so many designers out there, and they all won't work. So if you can just get that client acquisition thing down, then you're good to go. And that's exactly what I did. I found a startup that would pay us for lead generation and cold calling. I went to Upwork, hired a cold calling master, like a master sales coach, and he actually went and hired the lead generators, and then we were off to the races. That was it. I didn't need to generate any leads myself. I didn't need to cold call any people myself. It all came from focusing on the client first, finding people to pay you money, and then using that money to hire people to do the deal. And then I could have sat back and done nothing, but instead I focused on getting more clients and growing the system. Another thing you want to do is know your value. I remember when I was first starting any sort of agency, I was selling copywriting to restaurants, and I was so excited when I got my first check for $50 from this restaurant owner. Now I'd take $50 and throw it in the garbage. I wouldn't even get out of bed for $50. You know, that's trash. That might as well be just done, dude. Who's doing anything for $50? So that's the thing to keep in mind. When you're young, when you're first starting out, you do not know your value. Rewriting his menu and doing it in a competent professional way could have boosted his sales 10%. So I should have at least asked for 1% of revenue on that deal, which would have been several thousand, if not tens of thousands of dollars for that same exact project. So by knowing your value, you're able to charge much higher prices. We did the same thing when we were scaling X27. We started with a marketing review where we'd go through all of the tasks that these agencies had tried in the past and give them a plan to move forward. And we were charging $2,000 for that. And then on the next one, I was like, we're boosting their business substantially. We should charge way more. So we went from $2,000 to $5,000. And then that still wasn't enough, so we went to 8,500. Then we went to over 10,000 and then 12,000 for the same review. And that comes from knowing your value and constantly increasing your prices. We have other videos on the channel about price increases, which you check those out. Those are great. Those are great pieces of content. And the entire purpose of what we're doing here is boosting what you're charging to match the value of what you're offering. If you're rebuilding their website and your new website is going to lead to millions of dollars of new clients for them, then you should feel no hesitation asking for $50,000, $60,000 for that website. Somebody else is going to come along and maybe ask for $200 for the same website, but guess what? You, with the value, are going to win the contract. I know because one of our mobile app deals, which ended up being a $500,000 deal, I talked to the guy who bought from us, and it turns out we were in competition for that $500,000 deal. We were in competition with somebody who had built an app for the company previously and only wanted to charge $2,000 or $3,000 for the app. And they still went with the $500,000 one because we presented it the right way and we knew our value. So do not worry about competition. They do not matter when you're talking and speaking in the right way. Which actually brings us to another point, which is get good at sales and understanding the client's problems. One of the main reasons why we were able to charge $500,000 is we didn't paint the app like everyone else. So the other vendor painted the app like, oh yeah, this is an app like Uber or whatever. Like, I'll just give an example. I don't want to reveal what the app was. So this is just like an Uber clone. I can do this in 5 days. Versus we were talking about the opportunity. And we're like, this is a place for your company to innovate. This is a place for your company to be the leaders in the space. And we were using all of the keywords that we knew that they liked because in their presentation, in the RFP that they released, they were talking about these keywords. So we were able to reframe everything that they wanted in our proposal and take it to the next level. And that's why we were able to sell when the guy that said he could do it in a weekend and build a clone of Uber couldn't close the deal, even when he had a much cheaper price. Another thing that I don't see a lot of people recommend because it's not the sexy thing is start the business while keeping a full-time job. When I started my real layup business, all right, when I started X27, I was still working at a digital agency in New York and pulling a salary. And because I was making money every month, I had the confidence to go for my dream, to do a big layup. Now, a year and a half before, I had tried to start a consulting business and we failed. I was building websites and I was doing marketing for people. I had some clients and we failed because it was tough to both do the work and keep the business going while also constantly thinking about the bills. And another problem is, another reason why you don't want to start a business while you don't have a full-time job paying you an income is if you're thinking about money all the time, you're going to start taking clients that you don't want to actually work with. And the problem with these is they'll eat at you. I took some website development clients when I'd started my own agency before I even started working for the New York agency. And these guys were mean, they underpaid, they yelled at me. I even remember I took on an email marketing client, wrote the greatest email for him, he sent it to his list, he made $10,000, and then still yelled at me for my bill being too high because I charged him $50. So if I had a job during that time and I wasn't trying to scrounge for $50 clients, I would have told him no. Instead, I wanted to keep working with him, and it didn't work out long term. So start a business while keeping a full-time job. That's gonna help you decrease the risk of you failing. It'll also help you only work with clients you want to work with, and it'll help you say no, which in general will increase your prices. It'll help you charge what you're worth. The other thing is in marketing, and really most services businesses, your portfolio is everything. If you can't tell a client that you've done a similar thing for one of their competitors or something similar in the past, then it's much, much harder for you to close the deal. And actually in Email 10K, we talk about how to get a portfolio without working for anyone. You can borrow other agencies' portfolios if you ask in the right way. And that's what I do on camera, recorded in Email 10K. So I would check that out if you want. It's also worth finding a niche and getting super specialized. You can see with X27, we used to sell content marketing to everyone. It didn't work. Then we started selling lead generation to startups. It kind of worked. And then we started selling lead generation to agencies and it really worked. So you find your niche and understand it better than anyone can, and then you go straight to the moon. And I'm not saying work with agencies. In fact, for most people, working with agencies is a horrible idea. So if you go through and you copy my business step for step on this channel, you might be able to make some money, but the real way to succeed with this is to find your own niche. Maybe something based on your past job experience or your future passions. What do you want to do in the future? Something based on that. And if you can find that perfect niche, then you're good to go. Something you can understand better than anyone else. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. And that's my advice for starting an agency. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button to encourage this type of content. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll talk to you soon. We do content 3 times a week, so be sure to stick around. If you want to grow your business, check out email10k.com, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.